What's good, people? It's me, L Teddy 27, Angry Teacher Chronicles. My disrespectful, not angry, but my probably angry, but my disrespectful ass central air and heating unit is, right here by where I tape, and it's loud and on right now, and I'm scared to turn it off because it's real cold outside, and I don't want to get cold, so we will suffer through it. Wow, I'm doing this review. It's just so disrespectful. I guess it hurt me. And shut off. Anyway, this is Love and Hip Hop Miami, Season 3, Episode 6. So we start off back at Trina's house for the boot camp. Nikki Natural, they done carted her off by security and got her, away from the rest of the girls who was dragging her. Trina goes out there to talk to her. At this point, Nikki Natural ain't trying to hear nothing. She messes around and calls Trina a bitch. And then all hell breaks loose. Baby, everybody at that point was trying to jump on her. All hell broke loose. Trina was basically embarrassed. She had every right to be embarrassed because it was a fucking train wreck. And she calls off everything. Calls off the boot camp, the tour, everything. Screw it. It's all over with. She calls and talks to somebody on the phone. She's talking to them about Nikki Natural. I feel like it's Trick on the phone, but I couldn't confirm that it was. Maybe they told us and I wasn't paying attention, but I feel like it was. Anyway, so Nikki Natural is outside of the Trina compound, her house. And some kind of way she got loose from security. And she ran up in there on them girls. The camera crew tried to run up in there. The camera ended up falling. Security couldn't catch her. I don't know. We did not get to see what happened. But let me tell y'all something. Whatever happened, that whore needed medical attention from the fire rescue, and EMTs, as well as police had to be called. Now, I keep trying to tell y'all, this is Love and Hip Hop Miami. This ain't no Love and Hip Hop New York. This ain't no Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This ain't no Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, where most of those people are, trying to come up, transplants, wannabes, whatever. These girls who they have on Love and Hip Hop Miami, are Miami girls, not the Nikki Natural chick. But I know for a fact, Sukiyana and Hood Brat, those two girls are from Miami. Chameleon is from Jacksonville, Duval County, the 904. Duval, hell no. But, shouts out to all my friends from Jacksonville, Florida. But my point is, Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida, is like the murder capital of Florida. Those girls are there, pull out guns on you in a minute. So my point is, you got people who is going to throw down for real. See, Nikki Natural overplayed her hand. She thought this was a traditional Mona Scott Young production, and you was going to have all these girls that went into nothing but throwing a drink or two. No, these are Miami girls from the hood. They're not with that fuck shit and fuckery. Baby, when they tell you they will throw hands, it's going down. Period. And girl, from the looks of things, baby, you needed medical attention and the police to be called out, honey. I told y'all 2 episodes ago when Nikki Natural was talking about, oh, I stole her phone, this, that, and the third. I told y'all then on that review, baby, you are not ready. You're not about that life. You are not built for these Miami girls because they don't play the radio, okay? They do not play the radio. Baby, they don't play them games. And baby, she got dealt with, handled. Girl, so sorry for you. Meanwhile, Briscoe, he was talking, I don't know what this was about. talking about how he misses his sons or not being able to see his sons because his ex-girlfriend. Child, some or other. I couldn't make sense of it. I really didn't care. Moving on. MJ meets up with Shay and then surprises her by bringing Amara along. So Amara then goes through this whole apology because y'all know Amara is not confrontational. She's not about being confrontational. She's not about fussing. She ain't about that life, okay? So she apologizes to Shay, and they make amends, and then they talk about her career, how she's having to start over, and all of that good stuff. But you knew Amara was gonna backpedal and pussy pop. She's not. She's not a fighter. She's not. She ain't built for the type of verbal fighting and altercations that Shay likes to throw out. So she quickly backed up off it and apologized to Shay, and they made amends. We'll see how long this lasts. This is Shay we're talking about. Hood Brat then takes her niece and nephew out to one of those places that have the indoor places that have like the trampolines and all of the toys and stuff for the kids and stuff. I forgot the name of the place or whatever. Anyway, her boyfriend shows up and she starts to talk to the boyfriend, who still is not cute. You know, you would think the more we see him, maybe he'll get a little cuter. I mean, he's probably a real good boyfriend, but he is not cute at all, child. Just not cute. Anyway, I thought it was real cute how the little boy kept farting and stuff around him. That just being a real little boy, because that's what little boys do. They fart around you and just so you can smell it, and it'd be real sad. That made me laugh. I really laughed on that part. I just love seeing the interactions with the little kids. And that's saying a lot for me because people know I do not like kids at all, but I did like that interaction. So she talks about how she probably wasted an opportunity and ruined what could have been a very big opportunity for her with this all girls tour. She probably blew a big shot. And so he tells her, well, have you met with her, Trina? And she was like, no. He was like, well, at least, meet with her and just see what she says. Next, we see Prima Donna. Prima Donna is taping a music video. Trick comes through. He talks to her about the old lady, and he kept calling the lady old, that Joy tried to hook him up with, and how she was so much not his type. And Joy knew that. They talked about that. That was kind of funny a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a smidgen. Then they talked about Jocelyn. I really didn't care. Because, see, let me tell you something. Prima Donna. I know she says, well, I'm glad that Jocelyn did this because she inspired me to write these songs or whatever the music that she's making. Girl, in the love and hip-hop world, until you pull up and do something to, get back at what she did to you, girl, we don't care. We don't. We really don't. We don't care all this talking and all these diss records that nobody's ever going to see, that's never going to hear the light of day, because nobody in these yet to be United States of America have heard your music. Your mama ain't even heard your own music. Your friends ain't even heard. I bet you ain't even heard your own music, okay? Girl, no one across the fruited plains have heard any song you've ever made. So you telling us you making a diss track about, or you making music based off the fact that Joseline Hernandez made you mad means nothing to us, okay? Girl, you need to do something on this here camera that shows us that you got some get back. You supposed to be a real Miami girl. Real girls do real things. I keep telling y'all, real girls do real things. Girl. Anyway, moving on. Amara is practicing for a concert she has. She's got a sponsorship from Boost Mobile, and she's putting on this concert. And so this is going to be like her first event without Julia. She's talking about, having to restart her career over without Julian. And Trina comes through and they go through just really hashing out and talking about the experience now that they both have of really having to rebrand themselves. Well, not I don't know if it's necessarily rebranding themselves, but certainly getting themselves back out there and remarketing themselves for the music community at large because people just don't see it for them. You ain't seeing people downloading a whole lot of music by Amara and Trina right now. So they're having to redo all of that stuff. And the interesting thing about it is, or the sad part about it is, even with this tour, not tour, but this concert that Amara is having, she's still going to have to pay Julian parts of what she makes because if he still has 100% of all her masters. So even if she makes money from Boost Mobile, part of that money is still going to belong to Julian. A mess. A mess. They then talk about the failed boot camp. And let me say this episode, we probably have seen more of Trina this episode and last week's episode than we have of all 3 seasons put together. Let's just be honest. But I guess if you ain't got no music and you ain't got no tour and you ain't got shit else going on with life, you got time to be on Love and Hip Hop Miami. But girl, it is what it is, honey. Moving on. Briscoe meets with his ex-girlfriend, Shello, or whatever her name is. I really didn't care about this. See, he was trying to explain how he's changed. Girl, she looked at him like, and I don't believe you. The proof is in the pudding. I don't believe you. They talked about how, because he was like, but you let me cheat. And she was like, let you cheat. Child, that shit didn't even make sense. If you tried to apologize to her by saying that she let you cheat, you should have knew that wasn't going nowhere. But child, make it make sense, y'all. Moving on. Child, she ain't here for it. I mean, not yet at least. Maybe a little later. Maybe, she get a little hot in her box and she want him to come dig her down. I mean, he looks like he's good for a good roll in the hay. And maybe she might remember one of them good times in the hay and call him up to come spank her down and beat her box in. But until said time, honey, she ain't giving him the time of day. Hood Brat then does like her boyfriend says and meets up with Trina. She tries to explain to Trina how much, she was apologetic. She really is sorry that happened. And Trina goes on about how, girl, I put a whole lot of money into this that y'all weren't even aware of with the tour buses and outfits and, all of this stuff. And I'm kind of, she kind of admits, I'm kind of glad that this happened at the boot camp so that I didn't waste all my money on tour. Because you girls would have embarrassed me and wasted my money. And I ain't got money to be wasted like that. I don't blame her, honey. Child. But she did give Hood Brat some advice and just told her, listen, you are trying to become an artist. At some point, you have to learn to control yourself. You got to be an adult at some point, especially if you're talking about you're really doing this so as to do better by your niece or your nephew and raise them the right way and, have them have a better chance after the death of your sister. But what example are you showing them by doing all of this? I mean, Trina did give her some good advice, but she ends up telling her, listen, right now, ain't no tour, honey. It ain't happening, at least not with me. Next, we see Amara meet up with JoJo. I immediately thought, because she was at first talking about how, let me see if I can salvage this relationship with JoJo because she's still my friend. And this is the kind of stuff that Amara is about. The backpedaling and the pussy popping. Just to make everybody happy. She tries to make everybody happy except herself. I don't understand it. But if she like it, I love it. Anyway, so I immediately wrote down, I wonder how Shay is going to feel about this. Because if she decides to make amends and be friends with JoJo, that ain't going to go well. But she immediately said, listen, I don't mind us rekindling our friendship. But she did say that she doesn't want to jeopardize her relationship with Shay. And JoJo came right out and said, well, I don't really know if there's any chance of that because the things that we went through, I don't think there's really any coming back from that. Then, this messy ass whore, JoJo had the audacity to say to Amara, who's here trying to make amends with her and try to, have a spirit of reconciliation with her and this, that, and the third. Go tell her, well, me and your boyfriend, we had a little thing back in the day where he used to text me when I first met Shay, and he used to text me, and I was like, bitch, let me tell you something. If I'm sitting down to meet with you and this, that, and the third, and you know me and my boyfriend been together all this time, and I still don't know about what y'all used to have going on before I got together, boo-boo, that just means I don't need to know. That should tell you how much it means to him or me or anything, because even if I did know and I ain't mention it, it don't mean nothing. But the fact that I don't know about it and you trying to mention it now, bitch, you just trying to be messy. Bitch, you just trying to say something that you feel is going to strike me or make me feel some kind of way because you feel some kind of way. That was some messy ass shit, JoJo. And let me tell you something. If I was Amara, I would have snatched your bitch ass across that table and dog walked your ass. Because there ain't nowhere in the world I'm sitting here talking to you about a situation of us getting together and shake, and then you ceremoniously gonna try and tell me, oh, well, me and your boyfriend before you find out the wrong way. Bitch, if she find out by now, before you find out the wrong way, we did have a little something together. Baby, I wouldn't even let her get all them words out before I would have drugged her ass. Baby, she would have been handling these drug problems. But girl, you better than me, Amara, child, because, honey, that's just some messy ass shit. And that should have cemented to you, Amara, why y'all don't need to be friends no more. But girl, if you like it, I love it. Moving on. Chameleon is, we next see Chameleon. She's taping a video that she's doing for one of her songs that nobody's ever heard anywhere in America. From Sea to Shining Sea. That song is not echoing anywhere. But whatever, honey. Saucy Santana is there. Yes, that same Saucy Santana that you saw in the headlines that got shot a month or two ago being messy at the Office script club in Miami. He's there, honey. Anyway, Hood Brat and Sukiyana come through. Hood Brat tells them that she met up with Trina, and Trina said, girl, it ain't happening. Ain't no more to her. And they're kind of all disappointed about that. And Saucy Santana then goes on to tell them, well, you know what? Y'all got enough of a following and have enough connections that if y'all wanted to, why don't y'all just go ahead and make the tour happen, on y'all own? Y'all could just, still put on this tour with just y'all. I don't know about that because, child, ain't nobody coming to see them, child. I ain't heard not a one song they done ever made. I don't think that the girls are just going to be rolling out there in droves to come see Sukiyana, Hood Brat, and Chameleon. I'm just saying, girl, I think y'all do need a trainer to back y'all so you can have some seats, some people in there. Unless you're going to be doing the tour at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles all across the Chitlin circuit. But child, honey, tell them whatever you need to tell them to make them feel good. Lastly, they ended the episode with the situation with Trick Daddy getting arrested. Now, if I remember correctly, that just happened last month. So I'm sure they just edited and put that in recently into this episode because I think they're finished already taping the season. So I think they were already done taping the season by the time this actually happened. Wait, what's that outside? I don't know, I heard something outside. Anyway, like people yelling or something. And there goes the air conditioning unit, the central AC unit again. Anyway, I really didn't care. We all saw it. Trick and his jacked up hairline, honey. Child looking like Esther Roll with a messed up hairline, honey. He looked bad, honey. I'm sure he's gonna try and explain it away next episode. From what I can see, we'll see how that goes, honey. Joy all in her feelings. I ain't never seen somebody who claimed to be trying to get away from somebody always so concerned. And your whole storyline, Joy, is Trick. So you trying to get away from Trick is going to mess up your own bag. You ain't trying. I told y'all, she is not trying to get away from Trick. She's not trying to get divorced, and he ain't trying from him. He ain't trying to get divorced from her. Whatever. That was Love and Hip Hop Miami, season 3, episode 6. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Get in them comments. Y'all know I likes to argue in the comments section. And we'll be back again next week, same time, same place. Until then, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely.